And we're live.
Yeah. So Woody, I have a question. I know you're a patriot. Maybe this will appeal to you. You have a strong opinion. There's this movie called The First Man, or just First Man.
Okay.
And it's about
Adam.
No, not quite. It's First Man on the Moon. It's about the first moon mission. It's I think it's starring who's that pretty man? Ryan Gosling. It's starring him, and there's a bit of controversy. Buzz Aldrin himself has raised a big stink about this. Apparently, they do not show or feature or bring up the planting of the American flag on the moon because the makers of the film say that it was an achievement for all mankind.
That is horseshit.
That's fucking retarded.
So,
That's literal changing of history because they have a little agenda. Who does it hurt to show how it like, if anything, little things like that take you out of the moment. Like when they stick in their world flag or just excise it completely from the film, that pulls you out of it because everyone who knows is like, oh, okay, at this point we're being lied to. Like, all right,
the thing is,
I'm not involved.
It happened in the midst of a space race, which we were kind of losing, right? It was like first person in space. Oh, that's Russia. A little higher in space. Oh, that's Russia.
First satellite.
First satellite, Russia. First dog, Russia. First ape, Russia. And then we're like, move the goalpost. First one on the moon. That's us, bitches. We're the first people on the moon and the only people on the moon, I think. And for them to like take away the part of the space race that America actually won. Why? Is it not okay to win? We're not allowed to win something?
I'm okay with not whitewashing history. If you want to make a movie where you point out that the fucking, that Werner von Braun was a fucking Nazi who made V2 rockets to fire it at England and London, and he was, the guy who we brought over to win the space race. If you want to talk about Nazi technology being incorporated into both space programs, both the Soviet and the U.S., I'm fine with that. You don't have to whitewash it. But I don't like you just ignoring a part of it to appeal to a global audience. No, we did the shit. Like when I watched Braveheart, I'm okay that the English win at the end, right? Because they did.
I would even be okay with an international version, right? If they cut that scene and tried to sell it to Australia, you guys are not on board with me on this.
No, that's even
one
like
it's capitalist.
One step for me. No, but it's not. It's like it's silly because
spice boomerang.
It's to me, it's almost insulting. It's insulting to the audience.
The rocket goes to lift off, and it's just a boomerang. Like no, you gonna put some Aboriginals on there too,
dude? If they showed like
if they made
a movie about D-Day, and it was a bunch of Brazilians and Mexicans storming out onto the beach, you'd be very distracted. You'd be like, it doesn't happen at all. Like now I'm not enjoying the movie.
I'm
like
not
this
suggesting they change history. Only that if they wanted to cut the scene that made it, the American planting of the flag, I'd let them slide on that so they could make a buck.
No, I mean they can do whatever they want. It's just like, do you think people in Australia are so dumb they see the Australian flag there and they're like, yeah, I knew we did that? Like no. Like they're gonna be there. What
this is a straw man. You're taking my argument and you're arguing against something that's similar to but different.
No. I'm actually extending your argument to make my point, which is that it is.
That's what a straw man is.
No. I'm extrapolating the reasonable repercussions of your argument. Isn't the same as straw man.
That's not true. You're arguing against something that is easier to argue against than cutting the scene. You're taking mine, altering art, and arguing against something else instead. Straw man.
That's not what's happening right
now.
We'll
let the moderators decide at the end of the debate. But for now, there might be some funny here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kyle. Yeah. Did you want to just interrupt?
No, I wanted you to finish. I didn't know where you were going.
I'm saying,
just to be clear, they didn't remove. They're not putting like a UN flag or something. They just cut the whole scene out. They make it. They just don't show any flag being planted at all. Is what I've been told.
Yeah, I'm like. I think that's dumb. Like, I don't really care either way. I probably wouldn't go see the film. It doesn't interest me that much. But, like, if they want to switch it in different countries, I don't really care. It's just, why would that make more money if you switch the flag? Like, it's like almost a passive, tacit, little head-patting, condescending maneuver to be, like, putting a Japanese flag on it there when it's like, everyone in Japan knows they didn't do that. Everyone in Russia knew they didn't make it to the moon. Everyone in Canada, everyone in Mexico, Brazil, wherever they want to do it. It's like, it's just insulting. Like, what's an achievement from a non-American nation
That would be
they would
insulting.
switch the flag to us?
But
where they would, like, if they did one about
there's
the
no flag
Sputnik.
switching here, though. Why do we keep arguing against that instead?
Well, I was talking about your point of like, oh, I don't care if they want to change it to make a buck
I didn't say
or
that.
whatever.
I said
Yeah,
they could cut the scene.
Okay, you can cut the scene. I don't really mind, but that is kind of removing the crux of it that it was America that did this. Like, if they made a movie about Sputnik and they had an American flag emblazoned on the side as it was, making it, the triumphant, a guy named Ted Stevenson was on there. It wasn't Yuri Gagarin. It was Ted Stevenson. And he had an American flag, and it went through the intensity. Are we gonna make it? Oh, we're in orbit. Like, are you watching that? Like, oh, USA, USA, or are you like, this isn't what happened? Like, I'm taken out of the movie.
A lot of movies these days are trying to appeal to the Chinese audience because that's the biggest verging movie going audience in the world right now.
That surprises me because they steal so much IP.
But something they can't steal is what we do best, and that's fucking Hollywood, right? So we try to make movies that will appeal to their audience over there. So
they constantly steal it.
Yeah,
they get one copy and then they give it away for free or sell it.
But the movie going audience, the movie theaters, I'm sure there's bootlegs on the street of everything, but a lot of
Woody
movies,
knows. He worked on the Great Firewall of China.
Indirectly.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that comes into play a little bit. It's just fucking ridiculous. I don't understand why they don't just show what happened.